Hello, hello, and welcome to What Would Dorsey Do? It is Father's Day weekend, and I wanted to say hello and welcome to everyone who is participating and listening today. Today, I want to talk a little bit about Father's Day and really moving through some of these challenging times when you are experiencing an emotional cutoff with your children and what to do about that or what to do for Father's Day so that you're not really spending Father's Day struggling through self doubt, self worth issues, and feeling the trauma of having another Father's Day. Maybe it's your first Father's Day, or maybe it's one of many without your children. And I want to talk about how you can build a trusting relationship again, even when you're experiencing a emotional cutoff, and then also how to have a happy Father's Day, enjoying your day, much like I was talking about moms and Mother's Day last month. I just want you guys to remember that your children love you no matter what. Even if they stand in protest saying they don't, even if they're making false allegations, even if there's a whole bunch of things going on, I just want to remind everybody that your children love you and that they want to know that you're happy. They don't want what's happening to be happening. And so I just want to talk a little bit today about how to really build a trusting relationship with your children again and how to go into this weekend with a positive attitude and a heart of gratitude. So building a trusting relationship with your kids actually takes an effort. And when our kids are new babies, we have this immense pride and joy, and then they grow up, right? They turn into monsters sometimes, or it feels like monsters, because they are caught in the middle of a really complex divorce or co-parenting situation. So your relationship with your kids will change and develop as they mature as well. And it's just important to remember that you can build a trusting relationship with your kids while they're young, and you can nurture it carefully as they grow. However, if you're experiencing this cutoff, you may think that's no longer possible. But the truth is, it actually is, because trust is a major building block. And when it comes to the parent child relationship, you're always pouring into the relationship. That's something that the two of you own. And you're the leader of the relationship as a parent. So you have to always remember that you're leading your children out of this family dynamic as the chosen parent. So this is especially true if as your children age and become teenagers, the foundation that you built when they were young, and they want to know that they can trust you and that you have them and their back, even when they're acting out. So when trust is broken, when one person in the relationship acts out or acts in a way that the other person thinks that they shouldn't, or maybe they've been coached or coerced into thinking that you've acted some way, and so they believe this about you, then you have an even bigger responsibility as a parent to really step up, to really hold that container of trust for your children. And even if they believe the trust is broken. And I work with a lot of parents where they think that the child hates them, or the child's got to figure it out and the child has to do the work. But I just want to remind you that they're looking to you for you to do the work and to role model for them. Trust is, of course, a two-way street, and we hear a lot of people say that, but children and teenagers need their parents to show them how to be trustworthy and how to lead them out and how to be that safe place for them to land. And so I just want to talk a little bit about some things that you can do to really build that container of trust in the relationship with your children, even if you're not speaking to them right now. So I can't stress enough the fact that it's really critically important that you let your children know that you love them no matter what. Children and teens need to know that they have your unconditional love despite how they're acting. So go ahead and tell them that no matter what you do, I will always love you. That will never, ever change. I may not like what you do, and there are many consequences for those actions, but my love for you will never change. And this seems so simple, but many parents forget this. And we work with a lot of dads who, when the child says, don't contact me, or the child doesn't respond, they just disappear because, men aren't as communicative as women. But I want to remind you that you're always dad. And it's really, really important that you're leading the communication. Even if the child isn't responding, that doesn't mean that they don't love you. Even if they say they don't, that's also not true. They absolutely love you. So keep the lines of communication open. Ask open ended questions. If you have communication, ask an open ended question so that you can learn and understand your child's perspective. You may not agree with it, but that doesn't mean that they don't have an opinion or a perspective. And if you have time with your children, I really strongly encourage family meetings where you can discuss rules at your house if your kids are going back and forth, boundaries, as well as consequences for overstepping other people's boundaries, theirs included. And you want to explain the benefits of having your trust. Give them concrete reasons why being trustworthy is to their advantage. So, for example, your child may ask to spend the night with a friend when they're on your parenting time. If they maintain a trusting relationship with you, you're more likely willing to allow them to have that privilege, especially older children. So, as as you move into reunification, or for those of you that are navigating the beginning and your kids are going back and forth and they're starting to move in that direction, these are really good foundational skills that you can build now and at any time. So you want to provide a roadmap of success for your kids. And how will they know if they're meeting your expectations if you never tell them what they are? And so this is really for parents who have communication with their kids and who are maybe just going through the beginning or even in the tumultuous times, but the kids are going back and forth. Let them know, you know, that you're going to be trustworthy and that what that looks like. And give your child a reward with the extra half hour of fun on their computer or their phone or whatever it is when they've shown that they can be trusted. Trust is so important between a parent and a child, and even in tumultuous situations. And I just want to share one other thing. I think that most parents, as they go into like Father's Day or Mother's Day or these challenging or what could be challenging times for them or you, is to remember to always lead with a grateful heart. Um, as I think sometimes we forget the things that we can be grateful for because we're mired in trauma or disconnection or fear and anxiety. And I just want to remind you there are only two leaping off points of which we take action: love and fear. And in this family dynamic where there is struggle and chaos from a divorce, oftentimes I see the beautiful beloved parent, chosen parent, leaping off from a place of fear. And that's the mindset of the targeted parent versus leaping off from a place of love, which is the chosen parent. So when you can think about your day, every day, leading it with the practice of gratitude, then you're leading with a place of love, from a place of love. And so for Father's Day, instead of feeling bad about Father's Day, if you're not spending time with your kids, or feeling bad about yourself, send a message to your children of gratitude. You wouldn't be a father if you didn't have children. There would be nothing to celebrate. You are always dad. And so constructing the message to the children of gratitude, grateful that you have each one of them, however many children you have. Find specificity around something about the child that you're really grateful for. And that this Father's Day, you're really celebrating the fact that you're their father and that you have this amazing, amazing, unconditional love for your beloved child. Gratitude is Probably one of the most healing manifestations of love you can practice. And unfortunately, most people don't make it a common habit, even though we hear about that all the time. And life is more challenging than it really needs to be. And when we start to move to the place of gratitude, it really can reset your perspective. And this is a gift that you can give to yourself each day and also to your beloved children. And if you find yourself feeling pessimistic and overwhelmed and sad, then a little gratitude can get your attitude back on track. So it's free, it's enjoyable, and it's really effective. So studies that have shown that gratitude increases happiness. So write down daily things that you're grateful for. A few things that you could be grateful about on Father's Day is that you have children, that you're alive, that you can spend the day with other people that you love and maybe other people's children. Be grateful for the little things, the fact that you have clean water or that you have food or you have a place over your head. Be grateful for taking a walk. Have gratitude for avoiding making comparisons with other people. Be grateful that something or things are exactly as they are, and there's an opportunity to learn and grow. So just be very careful about getting into that comparison mindset. Tell people that you're grateful. Tell your children that you're grateful. Remind them of how grateful you are that you're their dad. Enjoy your pets. Be grateful if you have pets that they're there and they love you and emanate unconditional love for you every day. Unless, of course, you have cats, then sometimes they're very, very conditionally loving. Donate your time and money. So give your resources to something that you think is valuable in the world. And it could be charity, it could be the coffee for the person in line in front of you at Starbucks. Do something for somebody else. Make a list of the things that really impress you about yourself. Have a little gratitude for yourself too. What are you impressed about when you think about the things that you've done in your life? Just take a good hard look at yourself. Look at the things that you've done. Look at how you've shown up as a parent. How have you been a good parent, even if you're experiencing an emotional cutoff from your children right now? Look for ways to celebrate yourself and then make a list of the things that impress you about your children. Show up with gratitude, specificity. Okay. Write a positive review for a business that you appreciate on Google. Meditate on things that you are super grateful for. Put your focus and attention on things that you're most grateful for, and you might develop an even greater appreciation for them. Envision what the relationship you want to have with your children, and be grateful for your ability to do that and focus on that. Minimize judging and complaining. So don't judge and complain. Instead, find the opposite and have gratitude. People that do this are people who find happiness, who find joy in the little things in life. People that minimize and judge and complain all the time are really challenging to be around. Think about that. Avoid judging other people, and you'll find that you're happier and less stressed. So be grateful for the little things. Be grateful at mealtime. Be grateful for everything that you have, even if you're struggling to survive, even if you're struggling in the family court system or with an emotional cutoff with your children. Even if you're struggling with those things, find things to be grateful for. Everybody has things that they can be grateful for. So as you practice gratitude, your mood and your perspective will be lifted, and your opportunities of success, especially in reuniting with your children, will increase. You'll receive even more good things to be grateful for. So, as we move into this Father's Day weekend, I just want to say how grateful I am for everybody that listens to my What Would Dorcy Do, who participates in our classes and the Chosen Parent Collective, all the beautiful parents that are practicing the parenting skills that we teach, all you beautiful, lovely people who join us on social media. I'm super grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for all of the dads who are stepping up and continue to step up as the chosen parent, being conscious and present in your children's lives, even when they're struggling, It does make a difference. I'm really grateful for my dad, who is up in heaven now, but who constantly guides me energetically, holding this space for us to do this amazing work and to touch the lives of so many parents all over the world. I'm super, super grateful that we were able to figure things out while he was alive so that I could actually learn these skills and teach them to you. So, with a grateful heart, I say thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. Don't forget to communicate with your children, especially on Father's Day, with a grateful heart. Let them know how grateful you are to be their dad. Share something specific that they've done that you're super grateful for, even if it's something in the past, that even if it's a long time in the past, and how it made you feel. I'm so grateful. I felt, what was the feeling that you felt when they did something that you're super grateful for? Okay. And why you feel that way. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there in heaven, in the ethers, here on earth, all the dads that we hold near and dear in our heart. We love you so much. Your children love you so much. Happy Father's Day. Hope you have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one, everyone. Bye for now.